Welcome back to my channel Crazy Anime. Today we are diving into a dark and epic fantasy story about a legendary warrior whose fate changes in the most brutal way possible. This is not just a simple tale of good versus evil, but a journey of betrayal, rebirth, and unstoppable power. Imagine a world covered in ashes, broken kingdoms, and endless war, where the strongest hero suddenly becomes the most feared being on the battlefield. At the beginning of the story we meet a warrior who is known across the land as the ultimate protector. He has defeated countless monsters, saved entire cities, and stood at the front line of every major war. His armor shines under the sun, his sword cuts through darkness, and his name gives hope to the weak. People believe that as long as he is alive, the world will never fall. But greatness always attracts envy and fear. Behind his back, the very leaders he fights for begin to doubt him. His power has grown too much, his influence too wide. They start to believe that one day he might rule them instead of serving them. Instead of honoring their greatest defender, they secretly decide to eliminate him. The betrayal happens during what was supposed to be his greatest victory. After an exhausting battle against a massive demonic army, when his body is wounded and his strength almost gone, his own allies surround him. The swords that once fought beside him now point at his heart. Confusion fills his eyes before pain replaces it. He tries to understand, tries to speak, but the attack is merciless. Steel pierces his armor. Blood falls onto the ruined battlefield. The hero collapses under the night sky while the people he trusted walk away and leave him to die. But death never comes. Instead, something ancient answers his hatred and despair. Deep beneath the shattered ground, a forbidden power awakens. Dark energy wraps around his broken body, healing wounds in an unnatural way. His heart starts beating again, slower but heavier, as if every beat carries a storm inside it. He rises, not as the same hero, but as something far more terrifying. His once bright armor is now dark and metallic, covered in glowing runes. His eyes burn with cold blue light. The sword in his hand feels heavier, sharper, almost alive. When he takes his first step, the earth trembles. The fallen hero has returned, reborn through forbidden power, no longer bound by the rules of men. Now his journey is not about protection. It is about truth and vengeance. He walks through destroyed lands where the sky is red with dust and fire. Giant ruined castles stand like skeletons of an old world. Rivers run black from endless wars. Every place he visits remembers him as a savior, but no one recognizes what he has become. Monsters attack him, but they fall in seconds. Armies stand before him, but their formations break like glass. Every battle shows how different he is now. He no longer struggles. He dominates. The action scenes are intense and cinematic. Each swing of his sword releases shockwaves that split the ground. Explosions of dark energy throw enemies into the air. The camera would feel wide and dramatic, showing the scale of destruction around him. Slow-motion moments highlight sparks flying from clashing blades, dust swirling in violent winds, and glowing eyes staring through smoke. The sound of war follows him everywhere. Heavy footsteps on cracked stone. Echoing metal impacts. Deep, thunder-like pulses whenever his new power erupts. Instead of heroic music, darker epic orchestral beats play, turning every fight into a moment of raw, unstoppable force. As the story continues, we learn that the betrayal was not only fear. A hidden faction has been controlling the kingdom from the shadows. They needed the hero gone because he was the only one strong enough to discover their secret. His rebirth was never part of their plan, and now they see him as the greatest threat to their rule. At the same time, his new power is not purely a blessing. It whispers to him. It pushes him toward destruction instead of justice. Each time he uses it, the world around him shakes, but something inside him grows colder. The line between hero and demon begins to blur. This inner conflict makes the character far more interesting. He is not smiling, not giving speeches, not saving people for glory. He moves forward like a living storm, driven by purpose but haunted by what he might become. Along his path he meets survivors of destroyed cities, warriors who once fought beside him, and enemies who remember the legend he used to be. Some kneel before him in hope. Others attack him in fear. Every encounter forces him to choose between mercy and rage. The world design is massive and detailed. Endless deserts of ash, frozen mountains split by ancient battles, dark forests where corrupted beasts hunt in silence. Each location tells part of the world's history and shows how long the war has lasted. The animation style would focus on heavy, realistic movement. When he walks, you feel the weight of his armor. When he jumps, the ground cracks on landing. When he blocks an attack, sparks explode in every direction. Nothing looks light or effortless. Everything feels powerful. As he moves closer to the capital where the betrayal began, resistance grows stronger. Elite warriors with enchanted weapons stand in his path. Giant war beasts are unleashed to stop him. Magical barriers light up the sky like burning constellations. But with every battle, he evolves. His control over the dark energy improves. He starts shaping it into weapons, shields, and waves of pure force. Entire enemy lines fall in seconds under black lightning storms. Yet after each victory, silence returns. No cheers, no celebration, only the sound of wind through ruins. This contrast makes the story emotionally heavy. He is winning every fight, but losing pieces of himself. The final stages of the journey reveal the true mastermind, a ruler hiding behind divine authority, using holy power to control the world through fear. This enemy claims the hero was always meant to die, that the age of independent warriors must end. Their confrontation is not just physical but symbolic. Light versus darkness, control versus freedom, order versus chaos. Blades collide with explosions that tear the sky apart. Energy beams carve mountains in half. The battlefield becomes a storm of fire and shadows. During this ultimate clash, the hero realizes something important. Revenge alone will turn him into the very monster his enemies called him. To truly win, he must master his power without becoming its slave. In the final moments he combines his original heroic will with the forbidden strength that revived him. The result is neither pure light nor pure darkness, but a new balanced force. With one last devastating strike, he shatters the false ruler's throne and ends the hidden regime. The world is saved, but not in the way it expected. People no longer see him as a simple hero. They see a being beyond kings and armies, a guardian who stands above all sides. Instead of ruling, he turns away and walks into the endless wasteland, choosing exile over control. The performance of this story is driven by atmosphere, motion, and sound working perfectly together. Every visual frame looks like a painting of war. Every sound effect hits with weight. The pacing keeps tension alive from start to finish, never dragging, never rushing. In terms of value, this kind of epic fantasy experience feels premium. High-quality visuals, deep character development, and massive cinematic battles create something that feels bigger than a normal series. It feels like a legend being forged in real time. What makes it truly special is the transformation of the main character. Not from weak to strong, but from trusted hero to feared legend, and finally to something wiser than both. His journey asks a powerful question. If the world betrays its protector, what kind of protector will rise from the ashes? By the end, the kingdoms stand free but forever changed. The wars are over, yet the memory of the dark warrior walking alone across the horizon becomes a new myth. Some say he will return if the world falls again. Others fear that if he does, nothing will survive the next storm. This story delivers action, emotion, mystery, and scale all at once. It shows battles that shake continents and quiet moments that break hearts. It proves that true strength is not just the power to destroy enemies, but the will to control the darkness within. And as the final scene fades with his silhouette disappearing into the burning sky, one truth remains clear. Legends are not born from victory alone. They are born from betrayal, sacrifice, and the choice to rise again when the entire world wants you to fall.